Where last we left our coterie, 5 years had passed, and with a series of glimpses into their lives in the growing, changing colony of Vrijaven. Since their arrival, there have been 2 large waves of colonists. There was the first, well, technically 3 if you include themselves. The 100 or so they brought with themselves. A group of about 50, Ayutayan people, from Siam, who came when the trade ship returned from its journey to East Asia. And another wave of colonization after that. That combined with births and growing population numbers as mortals do, Vrijaven has gone from a town of about 2,000, considering its aggregate offsprung villages and thorps, to somewhere around 3,000. Mortals doing as mortals do. In addition, the politics and the physical makeup of the town itself has been growing, changing. There's been a shift in contentment towards the mayor, Benjamin Cameron, and his effectiveness or lack thereof of running the town. His former rivals in the previous election, Gabor Vorman and Hubert Putter, gaining some modicums of popularity amongst the population after Mayor Cameron somewhat infamously constructed a theater rather than a town hall in the town. Though he says that it will act as a town meeting place and town hall whenever needed. Still, be it the influence of our supernaturals or the general movement of the masses, Mr. Vorman has been growing in popularity. Additionally, there has been an upswing in Catholic over Protestant churchgoings, and a slight rise in, physical fitness and combat readiness, as a fairly popular club with a simple but growingly popular sport has sprung up in town. Construction is also seeing a boom, and there is word that Mr. Putter is looking to expand a quarry and mine out in one of the outlying towns, seeking investment. All in all, things are looking up in Vrijaven. Prosperity, growth, all those things that mortals crave and seek out in their day-to-day. And as the mortal population flourishes, that only spells greater opportunity for our vampires lurking amongst their midst. On this day in particular, it's spring. What day in spring shall it be? Let's say it is May, and let me grab a d12. Actually, I'll just roll a d30. But actually, May's got 31 days. Slash roll 1d31. May 11th. Word is sent around to a number of notable individuals in Vrijaven and its outlying townships and thorps. There is to be a wedding in Fantasia. 2 individuals of some renown and presence, a local French nobleman who moved here 5 years ago, and the daughter of one of the wealthier families in town. One Francois Godiner and one Lottie Silver are to be married. In the town of Fantasia, in a matter of 2 weeks. Each of you are invited. Each of you are given a +1. And that bit of news, I turn the city over to our vampires.
Out of character, but I just had a premonition about some opposing interests. Benedict's creating traumatic head injuries, and I'm creating a hospital.
Right.
It's all connected.
Hey, you say opposing interests. I say brand synergy.
Hey, you know what? I can study them. I can study the people with the head injuries.
Oh, you've been bludgeoned into unconsciousness. You should take a nap. Oh, wait, that causes mortals to die. That's weird.
Oops. Well, write that one down.
Kristoff! Your squire is getting married!
Yes. God.
Oh, you
Damn,
got us so much!
Well, remember him eyeing that girl from the party, but didn't know they kept up for that long.
Oh. Oh,
Okay.
you're right.
Important question. What time is the wedding?
According to the invitation, it is going to be held after sunset, underneath a full moon.
He does want us there.
Oh.
Wait, under a full moon? Who else is he inviting?
Hey, no one told him there were werewolves in town.
Shit.
Yeah, kind of. It's like...
There was a conversation with him last time. It didn't come up. I made note of that.
He's not my people. Why would I tell him? I figured that Kim would tell Kristoff. Kristoff would tell him.
He left before she even received that news, and never interaction after he came back.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Or else she would have warned him everything, like every single thing about the star shard and everything too.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna say luck die here.
Oh boy.
Odds or evens? Because Francois would have been visiting fairly often. He is still friends with Kristoff, and Kristoff made the effort to have his door open to him always.
The fact that Kim pretty much tell everybody in our circle about the prophecy. There's no way she's not telling him.
Yeah, odds or evens?
Odds?
Okay. That's cocked. That's a 3. Okay.
Oh!
So the
Nice.
wedding is now instead of 14 days, it's in 12 days.
Oh.
And it's still after sunset.
We saved our boy.
That was more. That was not just him receiving your warning. That was him remembering and caring.
Wow!
Remember, Francois is a little flippant.
Just a little.
I mean, the dice said he cared.
And we appreciate the time. They're getting married. Still, don't know what to do with that +1, honestly. Because
Who's marrying them?
well,
the girl from the party that I had.
No, who is marrying the couple? The priest.
Oh.
There's only one Catholic priest in town, as far as I'm aware.
Well, you did say you brought a few around with you.
Okay, so it's a different Catholic priest.
They are a member of. If you would dig into this, you would find out it is a member of your herd.
Okay, interesting.
You have anybody in mind that you want to bring along, Christoph?
No. Well, one person, but it's more like, yeah, might as well. Would be an excuse for that kid to get away from their parents, I guess. The one that I sold the horse to, maybe.
Ah, yes. That was, Cass Timmerman.
Yes.
Oh, no, it was Hansel Strock. Timmerman is the
Yeah.
local handyman who has basically built half the houses in town. Been involved in it.
Well, just for that, someone invite that fella. No.
I'll ask Layla. She wants to come to a wedding to the other side of the colony.
Just for the sake of it, I'm gonna pull up the regional map. Y'all are in Vrijaven, for the most part. This lovely area. Kemrutai and Christoph are in this farmhouse, a little ways out of town, about a mile. Fantasia is on the other side of the region. It is the most far-flung village in the colony.
How long of a journey would it be?
It's about a day there and a day back. About 8 hours on foot. Half that but via cart.
Was I able to get like a close carriage
You
during
would.
that 5 years?
Yep. That sort of transportation isn't the hardest thing to get a hold of. The tricky bit is getting the animals to pull it, and you have one horse at your disposal.
Oof.
Well, a character. Did all of us got invited, or
Every vampire. Each character
That means Mary as well.
Each character, player character, got an invite. You're not sure about the other NPCs, or Mary, or Lila, or Benedict. No, not Benedict. Fucking Claudio.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll ask Layla. Because Layla knows Francois too.
Someone else barely interacted with them, but I guess I can ask Mary too. Just to.
The tricky thing for me is, if we're traveling by day, we're completely vulnerable. So do we just go the night before and stay there somewhere during the day? Then we have to make sure we have somewhere to stay during the day.
Yep. At least that's what I thought too. Maybe. Do I know if there's a tavern in Fantasia?
There is. So there's not. That is going to be a roll. I'm gonna say.
Oh boy.
Intelligence plus. Is that gonna be politics or academic?
Oh, I don't have both.
Well, then roll intelligence. And what do you get? 2 successes. So Fantasia doesn't have an inn per se, but there are a number of houses there with people in it who have, like, a room or two available, and it's not uncommon for them to rent that sort of thing out.
We can rent a place with basement. Yes.
Yeah. Believe it would be best to have someone that can act during the day. In the meantime, what else? Normally with us, certain French person, but they're getting married, so it would be slightly inconsiderate, I'd say.
Your ghoul?
I was gonna say, try to. Guess that's a +1 right there, just to make for safekeeping. How about you, Lila, then?
Lila.
Alrighty. See you later then.
Sure.
That's Kristoff's +1. He will go inform Darrow about the wedding and have him see if he can get those 2 days off from the tower.
Well, he runs the place, so
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be particularly hard. Although, more importantly, is, in his mind at least, smuggling operation.
Mm-hmm.
How much have y'all been paying attention to that, or have you been letting Darrow and Mr. Putter just sort of go about their business and collecting the fat from it?
Evelyn would be keeping a very close eye on it because, first of all, she doesn't want it to be discovered. And second of all, she doesn't want anything unethical smuggled.
Kim too, because she cares about the goals on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any goals left after the Pacific trip.
There are, actually.
Huh? Maybe I'll read them later then.
We can have a scene about that, a flashback.
Yay.
So, Evelyn, you've been keeping an eye on Hubert and the smuggling ring.
Kristoff from time to time would inquire to Darrow how things are going.
Mm-hmm. Let's set up a scene. Kristoff, you've heard about this invitation, and you have sort of wrangled your man, your ghoul, and Solon Darrow. And you've received the same invitation around the same time, Evelyn. And the two of you are going to, about the same time, check in on the smuggling operation and, well, this whole thing. Arriving in the caves underneath the city around the same time. Kristoff killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and you're just making sure everything is going ethically. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds fine. They know that we know where the caves are, and they won't be surprised that we show up.
No. Just give me 1 second.
Because Evelyn's not trying to spook anyone, she's just keeping an eye on things.
So, you arrive in the caves, led by Mr. Darrow, one evening after receiving word of the upcoming wedding. winding down into the caves beneath the city, the gentle dripping of water, and the distant sounds of goods being moved. Darrow is guiding you with a hooded lantern. Occasionally looking over his back to speak to Benedict. Kristoff, my bad. God names. Why? They're not even similar. Looking back over his shoulder to Kristoff occasionally. So, you want me to make, like, what? Go over there and make sure you have accommodations? Wouldn't your friend know about your condition and set this sort of thing up?
Yes, however... Yes, well, he's the one getting married, so... Thought I'd save all the trouble this time around, if possible. Condition or not, but... I know he's that sensible.
Right. So I'm just doing this to make sure that you're not left out in the sunrise because he forgot to set something up.
As they say, better to be safe than sorry, no?
I suppose. As you round a corner in the cave network towards the sort of den of the smuggling operation, you see more people down here than normal. Broken chains. New sets of clothes. And the majority of folks down here with dark complexions.
Do they look like well or sick, undernourished?
They look confused. A few of them do look sick or emaciated, but there's food being brought to them. They're not being chained up or corralled anywhere, but how frequently would you come in and check up on the situation down here?
Pretty regularly. I mean, physically, Evelyn is right nearby, so...
Well, you've noticed this sort of slow upswing in the last year or so. How to put this? Bit by bit, there have been... Well, those who were normally assigned to just, haul things to and from the ships unnoticed have been taking jobs inland. A little further afield and, finding a set of merchants or travelers who happen to have cargo and letting slip that this area is a slave-free colony. And bit by bit, folks like this have been appearing down here without anyone noticing.
New skill costs 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm investing in some medicine really quick. Do they have people to look people over?
As you look for that, you see Mr. Putter doing just that. He's got the very basics of, first aid. A bucket of clean water, some clean rags, needle and thread if there's a cut or a gash anywhere. As well as a couple of individuals of more thuggish build. Those who seem to have a less than savory background, occasionally going over to someone clasped in irons and using a few small metal probes to rid them of that situation. This is the largest amount of people you've seen down here yet to date. It's been a gradual uptick of the occasional runaway or sprung person to more of a steady trickle. This, though, I'd say there's about 10 men and 3 or 4 women down here. That's the most freed individuals that have ever been down here at once, by a long shot.
Huh, okay. I'll approach Pada.
Sister Patrizia.
May I assist?
If you know more
With
about
any of
medicine than
the-
I.
Yes. Direct me to the
Yes.
most severely ill or injured, if you would.
This one's leg. They took a nasty stumble. And he points to one of the individuals he's working on. Man, obviously African. Bad gash on his leg. The bleeding stopped, but he's... there's a few bloody rags near him, and he's trying to make sure that it doesn't get worse, or at least get stitched up. The smell of his vitae hangs heavy in the air as you approach. Fresh. Just beginning to scabber over. Would be very, very easy to get the flow starting again now.
Well, we don't need that unless he's got any kind of infection. What would a medicine check be?
That would be intelligence plus... Is the skill just medicine?
Yeah.
Intelligence plus medicine. Well, actually, no, that'd be coming up with the treatment. If you're just looking to stitch him up, I'd say Dex and medicine.
Okay. What's my dex again? I'll use a willpower as well.
Okay. Now, while you're doing this, please give me a self-control roll.
Okay.
The difficulty is not particularly
Self-control.
high here, but...
Self-control is just a straight...
Yep.
Where is self-control on the sheet again? I keep forgetting. Oh, I found it.
Virtues?
Yeah. Virtues.
Can I use a willpower for that as well?
I'll allow it.
Helps if I do the slash. There we go.
And he didn't need it. As you go about making sure the wound is closed and stitching it shut, the man flinches and jumps at each prick of the needle. And as bits of his vital fluids get upon your hands, it's not like the beast is urging you to sink your teeth into his calf and drink him dry, to turn them into a raisin, to slake your thirst in the most bestial, violent way possible. But as you back away, there is that temptation to not let anything go to waste, and if you just want the wound to be clean and sealed, you could have just licked it, and gotten a delicious taste. And there's also the bits of blood on your fingers that would just taste so sweet. But no, there are mortals about. Mortals who would cause problems if they were just disappear. So, acting like a good living being, you take one of the cloths and dry your hands of the bits of blood that had gotten upon it.
If there's water in the cave, like seawater, then it could wash
Well,
in
there's
that.
a bucket of clean water near you. You wash your hands, and the beast groans and thrashes in objection inside of your mind. But, I mean, it's not starving. You're able to handle yourself. Besides, such things like that will be unseemly.
That's when you get the Hail Marys going.
There's quite the activity down here tonight. Is there... What happened, if I may ask?
Nosy. Suppose, though, you have some right to know as you are involved in all this. Some of our boys noticed that there was a, how do you say, flesh shipment coming up from, well, south of here on its way to New York, to New Amsterdam, via the land. Oh, no, my bad. Via ship. Apparently, some major purchase was going on. And, well, according to local law, these men and women were in a port where such thing is illegal. So, they were moved to the land where their bondage was no longer allowed. And so long as they stay here and are undiscovered until their ship is scheduled to leave, well, you know what happens then.
You expect people to come looking for them?
There's a full 12 heads of humans down here. Oh, I expect people to come looking for their lost property when they charge an arm and a leg for the men and women attached to them. Besides, I have a place for them outside of Vrijaven. If I can move them, it might be even safer.
Is there anything that you need to ensure this is done safely? Let me think about that, actually. The first mate of the ship in the docks, they've been poking their nose around, trying to find places where a runaway could bunk down. They can't, well, put them back in chains, but technically they did leave with ship's property, and he gestures to the manticles and a few bits of scrap clothing. So he could make a case for theft and have them put in his brig. If the man was to be distracted or led astray, he looks over particularly at Kristoff. Or to simply, I don't know, run off and away from his contract, like the scallywag he is. Then the captain and his cargo would have no recourse, and he would have to move along.
Let's see. I have a few ideas already. When are you planning to move them?
And I could keep them down here for about a week or so. Hopefully by then they'll give up the ghost, but I doubt that. The fine for losing such cargo would be costly and would go poorly against his reputation. Plus he has the money to stick around in harbor. Wouldn't also stop him from coming back around. Need to get the contracts worked out. I've told both of you about the investment opportunities in the quarrying and the mining in the hills northwest of Easton and west of Fantasia. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Needs many strong backs. That far away from prying eyes.
Interesting.
Do you know which languages these people speak?
It's a mix. They come from the sugarcane plantations. I believe the majority language is French, though they still know their native tongues, at least to a patois degree.
Sorry, give me 1 minute. Gotta do something real quick.
French or Spanish, actually. Not sure who currently owns the island of, what was it called? New Spain?
Well, I shouldn't think that the labor required in a quarry would be very suitable for the women here. But, they would not be so... Well, they wouldn't... This, sailor would not be so brutish as to try to search a house of religion.
Would you even allow him inside?
No, of course not. Not in the convent.
Backside.
As I said, I have use for them in the camp.
Well, will you allow me to speak with them and ask what they would prefer?
Very well. And in the meantime, your convent would make for a safe, secure place to keep them, and less mouths down here means less feet going in and out of the caves. Less attention.
Yes. Should they wish to only stay temporarily, that is also suitable.
You have the floor, madam.
Thank you. She'll approach, are the women together, or are they kind of spread out?
No, they're sort of clustering up.
Okay, she'll approach them. And, she'll say hello, like, she'll try English and then French. See if they seem more receptive to one or the other.
They respond in bits of broken French. I'm not going to try and put on a broken Proto-Haitian accent here.
No worries.
For one, I couldn't do it worth goddamn. For two,
Yeah, understandable.
So I'll just be saying what they say.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, they when you say when you effectively ask, do you know any French? They say they basically say a little.
Okay.
They acknowledge.
Yeah, so I'll basically just say that I'm a nun, and I'm a Catholic nun, and I have a safe place for them to stay temporarily, or they can stay long term if they want to dedicate their life to God. but they can also go with the other men to a place where they will be cooking and cleaning and things like that.
They ask about, like, would they be going to where you're taking them and then with the other men, or is this like if you go with you now, that's our only chance?
They can change their mind if they want to come with me and spend some time there, learn what they would be doing at the convent, and then if they decide later they want to go to where the men are, they can do that.
Roll me a charisma plus leadership.
Okay.
Yeah. They seem interested in coming with you for now, but the majority of them, it seems they want it to be temporary. It seems that there's a lot of brothers and maybe even a husband or two in this mix.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like there are some family units that exist within this group, and they don't want to be separated.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But they're willing to get out of this dark, musty, scary as shit place for a little while to see what like to give it a chance.
Mm-hmm. So there were 3 women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Actually, 4 women, 8 men.
Okay. So yeah, she'll tell Pada, well, they said that they want to at least temporarily come to the convent, and some of them might rejoin because they have family ties.
Well, I'll have one of the lands plant a course. I think one of these caves might connect to a site near your construction yard. Might be a little tight going, but the less they're on the surface out in town, the better.
As part of planning for the convent, Evelyn would have made sure to have a really accurate map of the tunnel so she knows any ways that people can approach the convent and stuff, so she'd be able to direct him.
If you share those maps with Mr. Putter, then yeah, his men could create a pretty good like underground route that would get them from the harbor probably about halfway to the convent, then back underground and the rest of the way to the convent. The ground underneath Vrijaven isn't Swiss cheese, but there are a number of cave networks that, surface and nearest to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Part of Putter's plan when he proposed starting the quarry was to, quietly breach through some of the earth to link up these cave networks.
Yeah.
Have something of just an extended tunnel system to get from place to place. It hasn't been implemented yet, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she would share with him relevant details, relevant maps. Not everything, not the stuff that she's added for her own safety, but stuff to help him get people from where they are now to where they need to go.
He doesn't need to know where your real bedroom is.
No.
He'll take it and he'll acknowledge it. And yeah, he's just sort of looks at this and says, "This will be quite helpful, Evelyn. Not Evelyn, Patricia."
Mm-hmm. Of course, it's all for the betterment of the people that we're helping.
Yes, for their own good. sort of looks at the general gathering of dim light before hollering to a couple of workers and bringing over to a table, begin planning the route. Grabs Darrow during this as well. And yeah, let me just do things. You're the both of you. How are you like? You're both entitled to an empathy roll here. If you'd like to sort of get a little more information about Hubert here and how he's looking at thinking about him.
Okay. Just straight empathy.
That'd be perception plus empathy.
Okay.
So, Kristoff, Putter seems to be genuine in your mind. You know that he's getting something out of this, but you do sense some level of satisfaction coming from him. That, yeah, he's profiting from this stuff personally, but you get the sense that doing this is somehow satisfactory to him. Almost like it's a job well done, right? That it's worth it on its own. Evelyn, past that though, the way he's looking at these people, the same way that people, there's something off about it. But yeah, he's satisfied with having helped them, and that emotion is there, and that emotion is real. But you've seen driven individuals before. You've come from a clan of people denoted by their willpower and drive to accomplish goals. And you see that task-oriented, always thinking of the next step willpower in this man's eyes as he looks at these people.
Sort of like he's thinking about how many lives he's touched and how that will eventually turn into influence and power.
There's that. There's also sort of like, how can I turn this good deed into recognition?
Yep.
Because there's the dilemma, right? He's satisfied with doing a good deed, but he wants political power.
Yeah.
But you
and this is something that
brag
you don't
about
advertise. Yeah.
You can't brag about doing something illegal, even if it's a good thing. So there's cogs turning up there on how to turn this to his advantage. Because he's done the good thing. He should be rewarded for it, right? And that's what you pick up on.
Okay. Interesting.
That's what you get that Kristoff does not.
Do we also get details about who this first mate is, so we can know if we come across him, or if Kristoff is going to do something about him?
Yeah, let me quickly generate a name here. Let us see. Oscar Hood. Is the first mate's name.
Sorry, you cut out on the last name. Oscar?
Oscar Hood.
Hood, okay.
Scottish, pale as milk, blonde hair. Thin as a rail, tall as a tree. And while he is pale as milk, it's like, how to put this? I mean, he's just covered in freckles.
Okay.
Yep.
Noted.
Has he been seen spotting? Has he been spotted on the tavern by any chance?
Oh, absolutely. Darrow's Tavern, Darrow's Common House, was one of the first places this man checked.
Oh, that's a good
And
start.
that's actually how you get the description of him. Solomon provides it.
Oh, that's a good starting point. Well, got a few ideas already with that. Anything else needed?
That's about the long and short of it, I think.
Alrighty. I will try to keep them distracted. Is this I do have to ask. Is this a sort of having distracted for a day sort of thing or long endeavor?
If you can tell me a particular day or a particular time that he's going to be stuck in a building or in the wrong town, I can make a move and bring these folks out of Vrijaven and to the campsite. Or if he were to just go away, I'm certain that you can handle yourself in these regards.
Yes. However, I'll see. I'll see what I can do. Let's have a conversation with the guy first. See what we're working with. I'll keep in touch.
Who knows? Maybe his contract is up. Route like that? Perhaps Vorman would try to snatch him up in his militia. Vorman.
That would certainly be an angle. Too. In fact, you just gave me an idea. Thanks. Yeah. If you excuse me then, could speak to a few gentlemen then.
Right, is there anything else you guys wanted to discuss with Hubert or Solomon?
I guess Evelyn would just slip into the conversation like a comment about like that this is basically like praise him for his good deed, like, you know, God is pleased by this kind of thing, but not not worded so high and mighty, you know.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a Here's a question to you. What does Evelyn want to get out of this? Is this you trying to curb a nasty habit before it starts, or are you genuinely praising him?
It's genuine praise, but Evelyn is the kind of person that she doesn't dole out praise a lot. So when she does give it, it kind of is more impactful. Not that that's her motivation for not doling it out a lot. It's just that she's kind of in her head a lot of the time. So she'll think a lot of things, but not necessarily say them. So yeah, she's genuinely expressing that, you know, this is a very good thing that he's done. But you know, there's a little hope there that it will sink in and fill a little bit of that hole of him craving to have, earthly recognition.
Okay, go ahead and give me I want to say charisma. And it's going to be your choice between empathy or etiquette. Whichever you pick will sort of flavor the compliment
exactly
and
the
the
same.
praise. Okay.
We'll go with empathy.
Okay.
Because that's really her motive. So it was empathy and charisma.
Yeah, charisma.
Cool.
That's 1, 2, 1, 3, 2 successes. Yeah, you pass along a few words of job well done. You see what he's doing, recognizing his achievement, and sort of like, passing that on, vocalizing it, making it so he knows he's seen by at least someone involved.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems to appreciate it. But in his way, he's kind of a crabapple, kind of a grump. And he's just like, yes, thank you, of course. Like, he brushes it off like, yeah, no shit, of course I'm doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing too, lady. But, like, he seems to genuinely appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Rightio. So, I believe that Christoph wanted to go to talk to Benedict.
Yeah.
But first, before we get to that, let's switch over to Kimrutai. I believe she wanted to speak to a certain witch.
Yay.
Uh-huh. And let me just find a track real. There we go. So, you know where Evelyn lives. Not Evelyn, where, brain names...
Lila.
Where Lila lives. Where Miss Gibbs makes her abode. Deep in... Well, not particularly. But you still have to go off the beaten path and wind your way through a copse of... Working your way till the road and the trail both vanish beneath the grass, and a place of quiet, calm. Thanks to mortal ear, your perceptions are prodigious, and you can see everything as you move along through them. Your senses as a predator, full alert, and these woods are dripping and teeming with life. From the hundreds of bugs that scurry through the soil to the countless birds and beasts that move through the trees. You're not with any people, but you are by no means alone as you enter the domain of Miss Gibbs. Eventually, you come across a clearing. Spots where it was clear trees were cut down a few years ago. Overturned earth still not fully grown back over in a circle around this little house, little hovel in the woods, with a lovely garden and a fence post path leading up to it from the copse of trees that you just came through. It's a quaint, lovely little cabin. Looks just big enough for a single bedroom, maybe a storage shed and a bed. Bit of smoke rising from the chimney. I don't think Kemrutai has the cultural touchstones for this, but it's very Hansel and Gretel.
Aww.
Minus the gingerbread. The candy.
Really cozy. Has she been here before, or this is like first time she actually see the hut?
You've been here before, enough that you knew your way without needing instructions.
Oh.
I assume that you're a very active neighbor.
Yes, bringing stuff over all the time. Let her try all the quote-unquote delicacy.
I'm going to ask you to roll your intelligence to remember... Intelligence plus occult here to remember some warnings you were given.
Oof.
Those 3 10s, though. Okay, no, yeah. So you remember that Lila took steps to make sure her home would be undisturbed. And if you do not enter through the correct path, and enter with the correct correct observations of basic rules of hospitality and etiquette, that bad things will happen to you. You walk down the path, knock on the door 3 times. You make sure not to stray onto her garden or off the beaten path or to enter through anywhere other than the path itself. Something about iron nails and purification charm and fire. And after a moment you hear some shuffling about. The movement of wood on wood, of metal on metal, of chains moving and locks unlatching. And the door opens a bit. Crack. A silver chain tying the door to its frame. As a familiar eye, now with just the faintest sign of some wrinkles on it, peers back at you.
Layla!
I swear to God, if this is about more fish paste.
No! You remember Francois? He's getting married!
We're not
She showed the letters.
I'm not having this.
Also,
Take your letter. I'm not having this conversation through my door frame. All the hot air
I
out.
bring gifts too! To bring a basket of fish paste.
She
Oh,
physically pushes you off of her stoop, closes the door, you hear her unlatching and then opens it up. Come in, you bloody fucking insane git.
She, like,
And
really
take your
did a
fucking
walk
shoes
in.
off.
Oh, she takes the shoes off too.
Inside, you see a very cozy little abode. It's extremely witchy. The space itself is about twice the size of the conference rooms you had on the ship, but 5 times more packed with shit. The walls are lined with shelves and bits and bobs, strange little tinctures, tonics, piles of herbs, bundles and twisted knots of flowers, bones of tiny little beasts, dried bits of snake or lizard, bundles of feathers, tiny little objects of interesting shape and make, porcelain, tin, every sort of vial and container, a very large kettle and an open hearth in the center of the room. In fact, give me a courage check.
Oh no! I use my willpower.
Okay, that's 1 success.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, oh, you only have 1 courage.
Yes.
So you stop in the doorway. This happens every time. You always remember that Lila always has a fire going. It's not a huge roaring bonfire, but it's bigger than a torch, it's bigger than a candle, and the beast is terrified of entering every time. It stomps, it digs its toes in. It wants to run away, but this is your friend Lila. You know that she's not gonna make the fire leap out of the ground and kill you. You're pretty sure she can't do that. Although the beast isn't. Beast is you largely stuck in the doorway. Oh, for fuck's sake, you and your fucking fire bullshit.
It's the damn beast! She just keeps smacking her own forehead.
She rolls her eyes. Well, I suppose I suppose I've already had my stew for the night. And she takes a ladle, a big long wooden spoon, dips it into another pot of water, and tosses it onto her hearth fire. The room gets instantly half as well lit. But come on, I know invitations is a myth, but get your ass in here. You're letting hot air out.
She went in.
Yeah, and again, this place is very cozy. There is a table. It is half stacked with plates that have been half cleaned. Bit of a mess as well. The various windows that look out onto the field are covered with these curtains that look like they were made out of old dresses. And there is a very comfortable looking leather armchair and a couple of not so cozy looking wooden chairs opposite of the hearth fire. As she sits down, looks at you from across the now extinguished hearth.
Oh. Sit on the other chair, and I show her the letters. I leave the gift baskets on, like, probably the table that she always leave it.
Yeah, there's a few other jars of your fish paste there as well.
Here, read this.
Ah, so Fancy Pants is getting himself hitched.
Finally! How long has it been?
And it's been 3 years since he and that girl started living in sin, as far as I can tell. Although, shouldn't besmirch her honor. I'll besmirch his all day, though.
Mm-hmm. The good old time.
Right.
So, I can bring your friends. Would you like to come?
And why would I leave my comfy, cozy home on my brimming note of power to go see a prick kiss a pretty young girl?
Well, first it's a party, and, it's good to see an old friend again, right? Even though he's a prick, I think he kind of improved a bit.
She blinks.
Also, I learned how to curse him out, too. Ha!
Now that might be fun. Go ahead and roll me a charisma plus your choice of expression or etiquette.
Let's see. Charisma and etiquette. Oh, I'll go with that. Oh no, wrong roll. One more.
Just roll another d10.
There you go. It's 6d10.
Oh, okay. That's 0, 1, 2, 3 successes. She looks at you. Looks at this. Oh shit, they've got cider. Fuck it then. Hands in the letter back. I get blasted off my tits.
Oh yeah. How long do we have again before the party? In a week? Oh, in 12 days.
12 days, about a week and a half.
I can make new dress in time. Would you like one as well?
You so?
Yes.
Is it gonna be silk?
Would you like it? It's going to be silk.
Well, I can't say no to a bloody silk dress, can I?
She's super happy.
You are the strangest bloody vampire I've ever met. I mean, I've only met 5. But, I mean, at least 3 out of the 5 make sense, and live up to the whole everything about being a vampire.
Hey, let's hope there's no more than 5. Hmm.
None of you made any extra, have you?
No, of course not. Oh, not that I know of. I never really been inside a convent.
Oh, good. A bloody church full of vampire nuns. Getting wasted on the blood of Christ. One can only imagine the madness they'd get up to.
True that. That thick stone wall makes me feel really uncomfortable. Hmm.
I much prefer it out here. My magic looks
I
better too.
agree. Hmm. Out of character, at this point, would I warn her about like the what the star warned yet?
You could do it now if you'd like.
Oh yeah, there's something I really meant to tell you. I've been trying to determine it even further, but a few years back, I received a warning from the stars, and I think the time's getting close. You remember the residential fairies that we met at the party?
I do.
Yes, the star told me that soon they'll be very powerful and they'll be very dangerous. Would you happen to do anything about that?
Well, I don't do much for stars myself. But fairies... Actually, she is a... she's a verbena. I'll give her an extra die for that. That's cocked. Oh, that's a terrible roll. God, that's a botch. Look. Just ring some church bells and scatter rice at their feet. They'll be compelled to pick up the rice and count it, and they're allergic to church bells.
Oh.
Also, never go into a circle of mushrooms. That's a doorway to the realm.
Oh, okay. No circle mushrooms. And do you know about the werewolves as well?
Oh, getting an extra die for that one.
That the werewolves apparently, and everyone have met some, and from my decipher, they are watching us, and let's hope that our friendship with them, or they preserve us well. Yeah.
The werewolves. They're mostly concerned about keeping their god from getting any sicker, from what I understand. Some about evil spirits. Kind of like your beast.
Oh no.
Keep it in check. Make sure you don't spread it around. And make sure that no corruption manages to sneak into your little settlement there. You'll probably be fine.
Oh, yeah.
I've redoubled my own wards. If worse comes to worse, then... Well, I might be able to shelter you here. But I'm not letting neither of those boys anywhere near my place.
No
Nor
worries.
that one girl.
That one girl?
Aye, the brunette. Mary?
Mary? What about her?
Don't
She
trust her
did
further than I can
something
throw her, and I ain't got no good throwing her.
I mean, I understand your concern. Can't say I'm not worried. Like, when I read her, I think she is trying to protect us, but her ambition worries me greatly.
She is a predator. I can smell it on her. And you're worried about just about everything. Jump at your own shadow if you give it a chance.
Well, Shadow can be scary too. Like, just some of us that control shadows.
Bloody fucking Christ, I didn't think you'd actually say that. Okay, well, that's illuminating. Look out, there's a shadow behind you right now.
No. I think they can't enter this perimeter.
No,
I feel much safer here.
There is literally a shadow right attached to your arse right now. Be careful. It'll bite.
She actually looks.
You see your own shadow.
She pokes the shadow with her own feet.
Oh my bloody god! It's a. Did you not know you had one of those?
I do know, but I don't know if it's under control.
My, I was joking.
Okay.
Christ alive, girl.
I hope it makes sense. I'm sorry. Well, it's getting late. I shouldn't bother you any longer.
Hey, considering I actually stayed at the daytime hours. Now, I got one question for you.
Yes?
She gestures at the jars of fish paste. What the fuck am I supposed to do with these?
Oh, they're actually really good. You can eat that with vegetable. You dip a little lime and the fish sauce in it. Mwah! It's delicious. Well,
Sorry,
not that I
see...
know now, but from my memory, that's how
I'm
it
sorry,
works.
do you see any lime trees around here?
Maybe lemon?
Oh, I'll put
Any
on a
citrus. Yes.
I appreciate you sharing your bounty and all that, but I don't know how to cook with none of that.
Oh, maybe you can use it to keep the werewolves away?
I mean, the smell might give them pause. Not give them pause, I get it funny. Oh, Lila, you clever bitch. Anyway. Best you keep it for your own folk.
Alright, I'll bring something else instead.
Oh,
you like the
blue
fish
silk
sauce,
dress?
though?
That'll be lovely.
Oh, definitely. I love sewing. I can make dolls, too.
Don't really need no news for dolls. The ones I make have a very certain purpose. You make sure not to just touch any mounds you see on the way out of the woods.
Oh, alright. I'll be very careful.
And, I don't make my way out to town too often. You ever hear of any disgruntled womenfolk? Let
sorry, I didn't get
know
the last
where
one.
they can find me.
I didn't get the something folk.
If you find or hear about any disgruntled womenfolk, let them know where I can be found.
Oh, definitely. How about the girl that I told you about last time? Is she doing well?
Not a lick of well, her predictions? All just tomfoolery. But she's taken to my lessons very good.
Ah.
Pretty sure once she turns 18, there might be a little bit of a... Hell, you don't gotta worry nothing about that.
Interesting. Well, I do wait for good news. Must be nice. It's like adopting a child, right?
It's not really adopting, it's teaching, mentoring.
Teaching and turn?
Tradition. They're living, breathing things. Everyone who learns them brings their own flavour to them. It's interesting to see how she comes to the practice. And how her little beliefs shape it. How it grows and changes. And it warms the cockles in my heart to know that such a long-held tradition ain't going nowhere despite how much them bastards try to snuff it out.
True. Got to keep the tradition. I'm with you on that. I'm trying to keep my people's tradition going too.
You brought enough of them with you.
Oh yes. Funny. I misunderstood what the captain told me. I thought they were going to bring more people from London, not my country, but here they are, and I'm trying my best to make sure they adapt to it here and having a good life and teaching languages and let them do whatever they want, and they seem pretty happy.
Quite the cosmopolitan little town we've got.
It's just getting bigger really quickly. I hear we got much more population now. Can't say
Make
it
sure
doesn't
they don't come
worries
too
me.
close to my house. I don't
Oh,
like unannounced
no.
visitors.
No worries. Out of character, did I successfully purchase this area?
You haven't been able to do that yet. All of the last 5 years worth of like excess money went towards your rolls from the session before last.
Oh. I plan
that'll
to
be
purchase
an
this
acceptable.
area. Oh, okay. I plan to purchase this area and keep everybody else. So that way nobody can come into this woods ever again. Except for me and you and your new students.
The term is coven, dear. Or circle.
Covens. Oh, circle. Yes. Cause the woodcutters camp north of here worries me greatly.
Well, town keeps getting bigger. I hear they're putting in
Yes.
a dry dock. Gonna be manufacturing ships. With that, you need a lot of wood.
Oh,
And these forests are old.
yeah.
Got things in them. I think
We
that if they
can't
cut
have
down
that
too much,
here.
the local lupines might get pissed about it.
True. And the tree to keep us cold in summer. Can't stay without more trees.
Whatever you say, love.
All right. Well, I'll keep you updated, and in 12 days, I believe we're probably gonna be leaving from my place. So, would you like me to come pick you up, or would you rather meet me at my place?
I'll meet you in town, dear.
All right, in town. Okay. Gets up, silk dress. Uh, would I remember her measurement,
She'll
or
give
can I
them
do
to
it
you.
now? Oh, okay. I probably tried to make her dress before.
Perhaps.
you. And yeah, she will bid her good night and leaves.
From there, we're going to move to a new location. And two of our vampire boys.
It's us.
Benedict, how late into the night does your boxing club operate? Typically.
Up until how late you mean, or?
Yeah, about yeah. How yeah. Like when do you typically close up shop?
I typically close it around, I guess, around 9 p.m. kind of time.
Okay, so about this time of night, things are winding down. The individuals who came here to train and practice are packing their things up and heading back to their homes. A few are socializing. But for the most part, your effectively warehouse slash gym with a boxing ring in the center is winding down. Handful of mortals about by the time that Kristoff arrived.
Hey, Benedict.
Christoph, nice seeing you here. Did
Gotta make
you
sure I'm
need
not
something?
Yeah, you gotta make sure I'm not a stranger. This freaking. Gotta making sure that you. Gotta make sure that you're keeping up with our classes there. You've been swinging the sword, right?
Yes, quite a bit.
Well, today I come for a different. Well, something that's a little bit more up your alley, actually.
What would that be?
Mind if we move it to the office? It's a little private.
All right. He invites him over to the office area.
Follow the lead. They're in there, just alone. So remember the little the operation that we had with the moving legal goods and all that.
Yeah.
Um, let's let's spend a big catch of the well slavery kind. Let's put it that way. A lot of people need moving, and there's the first mate of the ship that they were slipped off of. He's been snooping around. Um, well, he can certainly disappear. It's probably not resorting to that just yet. So next best option. If I can get him to agree, do you mind just knocking some sense? Just knocking him out or something.
Yeah, sure. I don't see any problem with that. Could use a new warm-up.
Well, none of the new trainees been doing it lately.
You could say it's a bit of a success.
Hell, one of these days I'll have you teach me instead. Just give me some pointers on that side. Believe it or not.
Gladly.
Good with a sword, but not that good with my hands. Funny enough.
Hmm. Well, when you're good with your sword, you wouldn't need your hands that much anyway. Well, your fists.
Nah, that is true. It's just feels weird at this point. That sword is kind of an extension of my arm at this point.
That's exactly right. It's exactly how I feel with using my fists. I don't feel comfortable with swords too much. Sometimes you just don't have a choice.
Understandable. Understandable. But hell, I've seen what you can do. So that's a good pair of hands right there. I can tell you that much.
Thank you. So, how do we set up this teaching the first mate a lesson?
I'll see. It's been spotted in the tavern, so I'm gonna snoop around. Hopefully he's there. If not, I could just walk around. Telling of it, just ideally just a drunkard. Just oh hey, new in town. Here we have a really nice tradition that you gotta present yourself to the boxing ring, or else you're gonna anger the locals, kind of thing.
Hmm.
Either that or just I don't know, an insult. We'll see. I only have description on how the guy looks. I haven't really talked to them yet. Yes. I'll let you know how it goes. If anything,
All right.
within the next 2 days, if things go well.
All right. Keep me updated then.
Will do. That said, what do you plan to bring to that wedding?
What do I plan to bring?
Well, you can bring them. You can invite someone. So, have you thought about that already?
I haven't. I'll consider that, but I don't have too much in mind right now.
Well, I'll lead you to that.
All right. Thank you, Christoph. Is there anything else?
Not on my side. So, I'll be seeing you.
All right. Thank you for going all the way back here for that. Appreciate it.
Most welcome. And hey, don't be a stranger. You know where to find me, if anything.
Yeah, I'll take you up on that. I'll see ya.
Exists the warehouse boxing ring.
Did Bennett have anyone in mind to take with him, or? No.
Sorry?
Didn't Benedict have anyone in mind who to take with, or is... I have to think on that.
You'll have to think on that.
Alright. Well, we've been going for about... minus the scuff at the start, about an hour and 40 minutes, and it's about the time that we would normally take our break. So why don't we do that now and come back in 10-15 minutes, stretch our legs, get a drink. For those of us on the side of the globe where the sun is coming up, maybe have a quick breakfast, and come back and... So... return once more to Vrijaven. Our kindred setting their plans into motion. Giving each other praise the various goings on in town. And all that. Is there anything else anyone would like to do, like tonight? Or tomorrow night? For that matter. Or shall I move time forward?
Just gonna get to work on the
Um,
dress.
Yeah, just getting those women settled if they're coming to the convent tonight, or preparing for them if they're not coming tonight, if they're coming tomorrow.
They'll be coming tomorrow.
Okay.
Late to leave them now. They want to make a plan before they do so.
Mm-hmm. So she'll just
Is-
prepare them and let her herd know about them coming.
Mhm.
Also, she might contact the member of her herd who is going to be marrying the couple and see if he has any accommodations where she can safely stay.
Mm-hmm. You inform the herd within your convent about that, and you send word to the priest who is... You have one priest in town, and then one who is basically bouncing between the various settled villages around it. Effectively stopping in each village, doing church service, and then like holding class for kids like once a week, more or less. And doing that on rotation. Probably does it like twice a week, honestly, with the
Okay.
amount of... It's not that much travel.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're a bit more itinerant, a bit more wandery than everyone else in your herd.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Has anyone invited Captain Vorman to the wedding?
Let me see if Captain Vorman is in port at the moment. Odds or evens?
Odds.
Yes, the Mary Skylark is in port at the moment. Captain Vorman is in town.
Nice. He'd like to see if he's interested in joining the wedding. Benedict is interested.
Hmm. Are you just asking him if he wants to attend the wedding, or do you want to do anything more on that scene?
That's all.
Okay, well, I'll skip a scene then. He'll attend. He has enough time to between loading and unloading the ship to Vorman, not Captain O'Neill, right?
Yeah, that's...
I
Sorry, what's his title? Is he captain or...
he is captain.
Okay.
Mr. Vorman is a captain. That was my bad. My brain is captain automatically went to the ship's captain. Yeah, Mr. Vorman is he's always in town. He's running the local militia, so he's around. I think this is gonna be a scene actually. Yeah.
Okay.
So you find Gabor in a field on the north side of town. Do I have a scene for this, or probably not? I'll just use the gap, even though that's like the opposite of what this is visual. So despite the backdrop, you find him in a open field just behind two large buildings. He is... At this point, there's a few men still around helping him. They're picking up arrows, training arrows, effectively just wooden shafts with feathers on the end. Piling them back up into heaps and quivers, and a small wooden cart, a hand cart, near one end of the field. The field itself used to be grassy and sort of spotted with small amounts of flowers here and there, but has been, through trampling and vigorous activity, sort of turned into a gravelly, muddy sort of spot of brown just behind a series of homes and businesses. He himself is not wearing his hat or his vest. He's in a nice pair of pants, but a linen shirt that is currently somewhat stained with dirt and sweat. As you approach.
Yeah, I approach him and then I go, Captain Vorman, I was looking for you.
Ah, Benedict. How are you?
I've been well. Things have been going well as well with the new boxing club. How have you been?
They're busy as always. The volunteers, we were doing sprinting and archery drills today. Expect
Yeah, I
us to
can
be in
see
your
that.
gym on the within the fortnight.
That sounds perfect. I just wanted to tell you that one of our companions is having a wedding, and I wanted to invite you over to that.
Huh. Where are they going to have it? The convent, the church?
Wait, where is it going to be held?
In the town of Fantasia.
Hmm.
When he says the convent or the church, he points towards the church in town, and Evelyn's convent.
It's going to be held in Fantasia, if that's what you mean to ask.
Fantasia. You're far out there.
Yes, that's why I wanted to ask if you're interested in this invitation. I know that you have your own duties here, but it would be a pleasure to have you there as well.
My duties as militia captain extend to all of the towns surrounding us. So that is within my purview. It's just I haven't been able to get out there for the last few weeks. Recent group of our recruits need to be whipped into shape. It'd be a good opportunity. If any of the locals need but I'm so busy. He tucks a bundle of arrows he had under his shoulder and begins scratching at his little goatee. Looking at him, he's getting a bit older. The brown hair, the grays on his hair are. His hair is turning more gray. The wrinkles a bit more pronounced. He's still fit. He's still strong and strapping, but you're noticing the beginning of the passing of time on this gentleman. A couple of years back, he'd have jumped at the opportunity. He'd have probably made a training drill out of it. To have a group of the more out of shape members of the militia jog there with him, and then stay and then jog back in the morning. But at this point, he's just weighing his options.
I think it would be good for you to get back to that town and see what's the situations over there since you haven't been there in a while. Why don't you leave the training with the veterans for now?
Go ahead and roll me your choice of a charisma and leadership, or well, are you trying? You're not trying to manipulate him, right? You're not trying to. You're trying to invite him out as like a friendly thing, not as like a I need
just
a
friendly.
muscle. Yeah, so go ahead and give me charisma plus expression.
Okay.
I have been ignoring my sprint. Fine. Fresher air would do me well. The sea. The salt gets in the lungs after a while.
That's excellent to hear, Captain Vorman. I'll be expecting to see you there then. Then I give him the details to when and where exactly the wedding will be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he nods and you talk for a bit. You're allowed to give me an intelligence plus wits plus alertness.
Wits plus alertness. Okay.
Yeah. After the two of you are done talking, he turns and goes to leave. And when he bends down to pick up the to like lift the handlebars of the handcart that he's now just sort of full with training equipment, you see in the back of the handcart that Inquisitor's sword. The one that you sold. Seems to have ended up in his possession.
Oh. Whoa. I try to get his attention again. Captain Vorman, just one more thing. You're familiar with that sword. I remember seeing it before.
Oh yes, I purchased it a few months ago. Someone who had it, and they decided to hang it up. It was a very fine weapon. Expertly crafted. Interesting, too. He takes it and draws it. You see this? The outside blade is steel. Sharp, wicked edge. The inside of it is laid with iron, though. Harder, firmer. Makes it harder to bend or warp or break. And the line that separates the two, you see this glinting, almost wave-like pattern. I thought it was Damascene for a moment. I thought I'd found the greatest treasure in this side of the hemisphere. But no, that's silver.
Oh, fuck, I knew it.
Someone who had this weapon or who had it made was a very superstitious. A sword of steel, iron, and silver.
That's a very specific craftsmanship made for it. What do you reckon that he would be using that for, though?
Well, according to folklore, fairies don't like iron. Hurts them real bad. Same with silver for all sorts of evil things. And steel will kill any man. Well enough. I'd say the previous owner was very superstitious or fancied himself an artisan.
Well then, either way, I congratulate you on that procurement of that sword. It's a very fine one indeed.
You said you were familiar with it. He sheaths it and sticks it back in the handcart.
Yes, I believe I've seen it before from a foreign land. Far from here, from where we came from.
Ah. And it is superstitious and well-traveled.
I believe so, yes.
Although,
it
is not surprising. We don't have a blacksmith in town.
That is fair enough, yes.
There is, that's not entirely true. I hear that one has been opened in Eastern Cliffs. But, nothing so fancy as to create a weapon like this.
Interesting. Well then, I think you should keep that by you, for it's, sounds like it's extremely rare around these parts. You don't want to lose that.
Such a thing I'd say is one of a kind.
I'd say so. It even catches my eye, and I'm not good with the sword at all.
He nods. Perhaps you should, speak with the groom-to-be. I hear he and Kristoff are expert swordsmen. Kristoff has demonstrated it a couple of times.
Yeah, I'll have to check in with him on that. I've been talking with Kristoff as well about swordsmanship. Alright, well, that'll be all from me. Thank you very much for indulging with me.
Good evening.
Good evening to you as well.
And he picks up the handcart and begins walking away. Like I said, you can tell that he's getting older, but I mean he's pulling a handcart full of like weighted training gear, tons of bows and arrows, lots of it's clearly a heavy cart. And it doesn't seem to be weighing him down by much. So, training and concerted effort is definitely keeping him spry. At least.
Alright, I'll leave it there. It's great to know, though.
Is there any other pressing matters this evening in particular?
Can leave the first mate hunting for the next evening.
You're gonna go hunting?
No, like looking for the first mate. I can leave that for the next evening.
Ah, right. So, you're trying to find the first mate. This time of evening, go ahead and give me, actually, tell me how you're looking for him. You asking around, you stalking the streets,
It was since he was spotted first in the tavern. He would ask there, like, hey, has anyone seen it? And kind of thing.
Primarily, though, you're asking around after him, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me charisma plus investigation.
Ooh, haven't had one of those in a while. Let's see.
Give me 1 second here. Did you? It's 1, 2, 3 successes. Yeah, he's been seen around town. Mostly hanging around the docks, checking out some of the surrounding farmhouses, asking a lot of questions. At first, he checked. The other day, he was poking his nose around right around this general area, sort of the heart of town, where the buildings are most dense and where there's most activity in small houses and alleyways dug out and hide in. And then, for the last few days, he's been going further and further out afield. Going to small town, like going to like little farmers' houses and such, and just being nosy. Apparently, someone found him chopping a fence and poking his head into someone's shed. He's not exactly being the most subtle about things. Last you heard, it was on the north side of town. There are a couple of livestock, like livestock. I hesitate to call them ranches because they're mostly just keeping chickens and like a small garden. A few farms like that, homesteads like that, between here and the next town over, that apparently he was poking around in earlier this evening. He might be coming back from the North Road. Some people guess in the tavern.
You will thank them for the input and try to see if you can catch them on the act of, like, messing with the local farms.
So you head north along the northern road?
Mm-hmm.
Right. As you begin to head out, traveling north, you expect to try and like investigate around the local houses and like these little homesteads. Well spaced out houses that you are basically just within eye shot of each other, spread out up and down along the coastal road. With these like front and backyard gardens with some mixture of small livestock. And by now, in this time of the evening, it's about 11 o'clock. Maybe even closer to 12. The moon is overhead. Stars are out and full. You'd expect to find, perhaps, this man rooting around someone's face or something. Instead, you see him along the road, coming back your direction. Boots dirty. Oh, whoopsie. Forgot to put the soundtrack. Boots dirty. Pants also a bit dusty. Road weary to a certain degree. As they trod along the path back to Vrijaven. You recognize them pretty quickly as they are the only gentlemen on this road other than yourself. Pale skin, covered in freckles. Tall as, well, they're probably like 6'2", but for this century, that's pretty damn tall. Tall as a sapling tree and just as wiry. Dirty red hair.
He would approach just like with a curious look more than anything. Just to the gentleman.
They look over to you as they approach as well. They're not walking towards you, they're not altering their path, but they're staying on the side of the road that they're on.
Hey, and aren't you the one that's been poking around farms?
I got no idea what you're talking about, poking around nothing. I'm just, asking about the price of eggs.
Well then, if that's... Sure thing, buddy. Sure thing. Your clothes definitely... Were you freaking asking the chicken directly, or so?
And when I heard about this, Vrijaven, I heard that they had paved roads. I would have prepared better for that. But, no. Nothing but dirt from the center of town all the way out here. Wasn't exactly prepared. Practically spilled over and fell into a mud puddle himself. You're a fancy-looking fella. I'd poke around whoever's running this place to see that get fixed.
It's a work in progress. Stuff. There's more essential stuff in town at the moment, although rolls definitely wouldn't hurt.
Speaking of livestock, you see any sheep around here?
Sheep. That's...
He takes a few steps a little closer to you, still on his side of the road. Aye, lost sheep with black fleece, by chance.
Huh.
Woolly bullies like that?
It's, don't think I've seen extra sheep, if that's what you're asking of.
Hmm.
That said. And I know a place. Well, you can certainly ask that sort of thing in the tavern. Some freaking drunkard that can definitely tell you. Some people are bound to have seen something.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, in the town we have the... Depending on how you like to approach, you can literally vid the information out of some people, if you know how to, if you know what you're looking for.
And where would one go looking for that?
Well, have you heard of the boxing ring?
A boxing ring? Any more than just a dusty pile of dirt in the middle of a circle?
No. It's, well, it used to be that. But it's come along. It's, really fine establishment in there, but... Hey, you find someone that you believe knows... a drunkard that you believe knows anything about the little sheep there. After a few drinks, you can, and if it's not fucking conversational, yeah, you can always talk it down.
Well, I thank you for the tip, then. That's a mite neighbourly.
It's, most welcome. I frequently play myself too, so guess I'll see you there at some point. Name's Christoph, by the way.
Well, Christoph, even breaking a few drunks' noses in this boxing club doesn't turn out right, maybe I'll break yours. He smiles, like this is just a joke, chuckles himself a bit.
I'd like to see you try, that's for sure.
The smile goes away immediately, his face droops a bit. And the kid starts walking. And you see on his hip, he is carrying a hand axe. It's clean, but his hand is hanging near it.
Let's see. On the road, that is only the two of us still. How
Yeah,
far
you
away
caught
from
him
the?
heading back towards town while you were leaving town to go look for him. So,
Hmm. Yeah, Sheev, I think this guy's dying. Not gonna lie. Way more convenient. Like, how far away from the town are we talking about?
at this point, you're within earshot of the nearest house, basically. Um, you're just like not even over the horizon from Vrijaven. You're near the nearest like small house on the periphery. I'd say like 20 yards, 20 meters.
Nah, I'll let him poke around a little bit more.
Yeah,
Just
if something violent were to happen, people would notice um immediately from the sound and like first thing the next morning from any sort of signs of a scuffle. I'll tell you that much for free.
yeah, it's on the
Like
quote
this is a
unquote main road too.
well-traveled path.
So yeah, that's what I would think of. Yeah, just let him be. Just walk the other direction, and once he's out of sight, just go back, I guess.
You pretend to keep walking and do for a little while, and then once you're sure that this won't be really weird and awkward, you turn right back around and start heading home.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else tonight, or shall I move the clock forward?
Clock time.
I don't have any other plans.
Nope.
Not tonight.
Okay. So a night passes. It is now April 12th. The party is the wedding is going to be on the 23rd. Uh-huh. Everyone regains 1 point of willpower and spends a point of blood to wake the next morning. For the sake of it, I'm going to assume that we started off fully fed and with full willpower.
Alright.
For your note. Benedict.
Hmm.
When does your boxing gym open up? What time of the day? What time of the evening? Or whenever?
Hmm. I could keep it open from whenever the sun is down until hmm. For now, it will be until the sun is down until maybe it should be instead of 9, maybe 10 p.m. sometime like that.
Alright, so it's spring. The sunrise is coming earlier and earlier. So it's about 6 o'clock when some trouble starts happening in The gentleman, not so gentle, begins poking around, getting into arguments, shoving folks about. Not just him, but a couple of other rough types. Before you know it, a few impromptu sparring matches have happened, and a member or two of your herd have ended up with bloodied noses and even a lost tooth.
My boys. After noticing the chaos that's happening outside, he will storm out of his office and sorry, and he'll say out loud, "What's happening over here?"
A member of your herd, one of the less well-trained ones, comes up to you and says, Mr. Flores, these fucking thugs, they come up here and started asking about runaways. And, well, we don't know nothing about that, but as soon as, fucking bastards, they're not taking no for an answer, and if we keep telling them no, they start challenging us to fucking sparring matches, shoving us in the ring, and then just fucking wailing. Two of the lads already ran off to get Mr. Volman.
Sorry, what did he say last?
Two lads already ran off to get Mr. Volman.
Okay. Alright, thanks for letting me know. He walks over to the unfamiliar faces.
You're heading out towards the ring, and at this point, they've got this man's not a member of your herd, but he's a regular here, and they're pretty tough. And this tall, string bean of a man is just wailing on him in the ring, while 3 or 4 other guys are just sort of standing off, arms crossed, looking big, and like the other members of your club are just sort of standing past them, like they're creating a space between the ring and this. It's a beating. This guy's throwing elbows, he's throwing knees, he's breaking all the rules of boxing. And this dude, he's tough, he comes here pretty often, he knows his way around a fist fight, is turtling up and trying to not get knocked out at this point.
Ooh, Benedict does not like what he sees, so he will immediately rush up to the ring and he'll start helping out the regular.
Okay, so you rush in to try to break this up?
Yeah.
Or just start swinging?
No, I start swinging.
Okay, right. So let me just. That changes things. Actually, let's get something a little more rowdy than that. That's dramatic as shit. Sure. So you rush in, fists up, teeth grit, ready to go. You jump, you slide into the ring like this is like a wrestling match. Pop up and get ready to fight. He's not expecting you. Go ahead and roll me a Dex plus brawling.
That's Dex and Brawl. Okay.
I assume you're just gonna rush in and just deck the shit out of him.
Yes, sir. I ain't taking that disrespect in my ring.
Ooh! 1, 2, and you have a specialization in boxing, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. So you rush in, like wrestling style, slide in underneath the ropes, pop up, and slam this dude in the side of the face with your fist. Bare knuckles straight to the jaw. And with that, all the members of your club see, oh, the boss is in on this? Fucking Benedict's throwing hands? Oh, we don't gotta hold back no more. And a fight breaks out immediately.
Hell yeah.
You've got like a good 12, maybe 14 guys who attend here regularly. 3 of them have already been beaten up. One or two of them have already gone out, but you've got like 8 dudes ready to throw hands against 4. So it's messy outside of the ring, but it's about to get messy in the ring. Go ahead and roll me strength. I think it's just your strength, yeah, for punching. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. So roll me your strength plus 5 dice. So double check the rules. I double check the rules. You always add extra successes to damage.
Holy shit, okay.
So
That's it's gonna hurt him.
oh yeah. Whew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. This guy's tough. So he does get 3 soak dice. 2 successes. And you had 1. You had 5, so he takes 3 bludgeoning damage. So he is injured as you rush in and just rock his jaw. He is hurt. Yeah. Your buddy there who's been turtling up sees this. He's gonna jump in for a punch. He got 3 successes. Plus his strength. He goes for a kidney shot. Gets a good hit in. But it doesn't seem to affect this guy. This guy zeroes in on you as the brawl goes nuts around him. And he's going to try to put you in a headlock and try to choke you out.
Damn.
So... yeah, give me a... You're allowed to try to dodge or parry, if you'd like.
Nah.
I'll
save it.
Brawling on his own. So dodge or parry.
I will, can I just not?
Oh, you're just gonna let him do it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 4 successes. So he jumps on you, sort of pulling you both to the ground as he puts you into a headlock and just starts throttling. You have taken 2 points of bludgeoning damage, bashing damage. Go ahead and roll me your toughness. Plus fortitude if you have it.
Plus fortitude.
If you have it, it's discipline.
Oh, no, I don't. But I do have a specialization in toughness for stamina.
Okay.
Does that count in for soaking?
Yeah, I'll count toughness specifically for soaking damage.
Fuck.
Yeah, you don't soak any damage. You take 2 points of bashing. So mark an X on your sheet in the bruised category. As you know, it hurts as he takes you to the ground. The fight continues. You're currently in headlock. Which means at the start of his turn, he can automatically apply his strength damage to you, unless you'd like to try to break out. But you can just punch or knee him or whatever. Just because you're being grappled doesn't mean you can't strike back.
Can I reverse the grapple?
You wanna turn his headlock into your headlock? Go ahead and try. Yeah.
Yes.
That's gonna be a opposed strength plus. This is clinching. Strength plus brawl.
Okay, that's what I like to see. And I have a specialization in strength for grappling.
Oh shit. He got 4 successes, and you got 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. So you just sort of muscle out of his headlock, roll him over onto his side, and like get your arm around his neck now, and just start. You basically just start flexing to cut off the air supply. Go ahead and roll me your strength. That's 1 success. It's gonna try to soak that. Okay, he did. The two of you are at this point rolling around in the ring, just grappling each other. The guy your regular who's in the ring with you, this isn't good boxing, but he is gonna try to stomp this dude out like it's JoJo's Part 5. So that's gonna be a kick. That's gonna be dexterous brawling. That is a hit. This dude is currently being choked out, so I'm not going to give him that thing. So his strength +1. And that's 1 success. And that is no soak. So he gets a little more injured there. At this point, the commotion outside of the ring is getting pretty bad. You can smell blood in the air. Period. As the heavy, meaty thud of fists on flesh fill the air, the sounds of scuffling, cursing, slamming bodies, screaming, not like screams of panic or terror, but like screams of exertion, rage, and anger, and a few of just, like, pain fill the air. Go ahead and roll around. Let's do this. Let's see how much choking you do on this man. You automatically apply your strength damage to him, so go ahead and roll that.
Mm-hmm.
Double check clinching. I'm not gonna look the strength damage automatically or attempt to escape.
Sounds like the rising stage.
Yeah, no, it just keeps going. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. He's gonna try to soak that. That's a no-go. So his face is starting to turn red. And he's gonna start trying to go gouge. That's minus 2 dice.
Whoa!
He's gonna try to gouge at your eyes. That's 1 success. As he tries to shove his thumb in your eyes.
Am I allowed to dodge this?
Yeah, you're controlling the dodge. So I'm gonna the grapple. So I'm gonna allow you to try to dodge or parry it.
Okay. What do I roll for this?
That's gonna be if you're trying to. Well, you can't really dodge it because you're body to body right now. So if you'd like to just like swat his hand out of the way with your free hand, that'll be let's call that dex brawl.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, you control this man's everything right now as his face is turning red and slowly starting to turn purple. Your buddy is still stomping. It's 2 successes. That's a terrible damage roll though. 1 point of damage goes through because it was a 10, and he soaked it. The fight outside of the ring is getting pretty bad. You glance over, someone's being like thrown into the stands, another guy is being shoved up against a wall and just being hammer blowed against, but your guys have managed to wrestle a couple of dudes to the ground and just like pin them. And at this point, the front door of your ring swings open, and you see Gabor Vorman with a few members of the militia. Sword. He's got a sword and a pistol drawn. A couple of the guys have rifles, and a couple of guys who have full-on fucking pikes come rushing in and start to break things up. The question... Gabor is just shouting for everyone to put their hands up, to stop what they're doing. Do you continue to choke this man out?
No, I can let him go now.
Okay, you do. He sputters and coughs, and he goes for his hip for an axe and tries to hack you in the face with it.
Damn.
It's cocked. That's 2 successes. Uh-huh. Now let me double check an axe. Do we try to dodge or parry this as well?
Yes, please. I'd like to dodge the axe to the face.
So he's at +1 strength in this overall because the choking is at a -2 to his dice pool. He's got that much strength normally. He gets that much for extra success. Go ahead and try to dodge or parry. Dodge is Dex plus Athletics. Parry is Dex plus Brawling for you.
Okay, that's definitely
Because you're currently unarmed.
a parry.
Hmm?
Dex plus brawling, right?
Yeah. Well, it's Dex plus melee, but, like, you're unarmed at the moment, so you're, like, trying to swat his arm out of the way instead of actually parrying with the sword. Yeah, no, you manage to... He goes for the axe, and he's standing up and, like, going to hack you in the face with it. And as he's getting up, you manage to kick the hatchet out of his hand. And in moments, Vorman and his men are on this guy. One of the militiamen jumps on top of him. The member of your boxing ring also jumps on top of him, and these guys are clasped in irons in a matter of a couple of minutes. Your own men are also put up against the wall. A couple of them clasped in irons, as they have about just as much blood on their knuckles as the sailors. But after a few minutes and the adrenaline dies down, things begin to calm. And Gabor comes over to you. At this point, he's talked to a couple of records at your club, and he just sort of looks at you. I wasn't expecting to see you again so soon, especially under these circumstances.
I didn't expect so either. Thank you for coming over, Captain. No, I could have done without your assistance.
I mean, when I came in, that man was purple.
Yeah?
I'm just getting word from your men. See who started it. Did you see it start?
I didn't see it start, but I definitely know that that guy with the axe was...
He pulled a weapon on you in a brawl. It's gonna look bad on him.
Yeah, he seems to be their type of ringleader of sorts, with how his stature is and how he was taking the center stage.
Yeah, quite literally, huh? Looks at your ring. Well, we don't have much a place to store them other than the theater's basement. So we're making contact with their captain. If that's attempted murder, he's gonna hang.
Alright, I'll leave it to you then, Captain. Thank you very much again, and make sure that they're uncomfortable in the basement.
Oh, don't worry about that. And he and his men leave, and a couple of your regulars get dragged along as well. But you have the feeling that you're going to see your guys sooner than any of these.
Oh, can I talk him out of it, taking them away?
You can try. You can certainly try.
Yeah, as soon as I see them dragging away some of my regulars as well, I call out to Captain Vorman again. Excuse me.
Huh?
Sorry, some of those are with me. They were just defending the warehouse from the assaulters. So if you could let them off easy for now, I would appreciate it.
Go ahead and give me a charisma plus your choice of etiquette, or yeah, your choice of etiquette or streetwise here.
I have 0 on both, so it's just it's just charisma.
Look, this got pretty messy. Between you and me, we're gonna be in the tavern by tomorrow night. But that guy is missing an ear, and that guy's probably gonna piss blood. We'll keep them in different rooms. We'll make sure they get good dinner. But things orderly.
All right, I appreciate that. Thank you again. He
Nods.
reaches out a hand to shake it, for a handshake.
You know, he shakes your hand back. And they cart a couple of like a member of your herd and like a regular at your club, as well as like several sailor thugs off to a makeshift prison cell for them. Yeah.
Okay.
Word about the brawl at the boxing house spreads pretty fast. Small town and all that. And according to the map, I believe that they're going to be dragged right across the densest, most populous part of town. Yes, they are. Directly across, directly through the market square. Let's see here. And past the pub, in fact, to the theater, which is the makeshift town hall. Yeah. So, word spreads very quickly. Also, I'm just saying, if you're missing willpower, Benedict, go ahead and take 1 point back for your calm, collected demeanor after that nasty brawl.
Oh, damn, I'm full.
Yeah. Huh. So yeah, word spreads fast. Pretty much everyone else in town is going to know about what happened within the hour. Is there anything anyone would like to do?
I'm assuming that I just have to wait for people to arrive at the convent.
But I haven't even heard about it.
More or less, yeah, a couple hours after the hullabaloo at the boxing club, a longshoreman, someone you're vaguely familiar with, you know their face, arrives near the convent, knocking on the back door, where the gardens are set to be built.
Okay.
Over the next, 15-20 minutes or so, 4 people are rushed across the sort of loosely open field that is to be your garden into the back of the convent. Given the commotion that went on the other side of town, there's very little risk of anyone seeing this. But everyone involved is still taking it seriously, being quick and careful about it, all that. and after about a half an hour, you have 4 new people in your convent. Frightened, a bit confused.
I'll do my best to reassure them and communicate with them. I don't know if I have anyone in my head that speaks Spanish. I don't think I do yet.
Not specified, but actually, you know, let's roll a die of fate. Odds or evens?
Evens.
That's a 7. No one in your herd, at least not here, speaks Spanish.
Okay.
But at least 1 or 2 of these women speak some amount of French.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to communicate to the best of your ability through that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do my best to make sure they're comfortable and answer any questions that they have if they're able to get them across. But mostly it's just the idea is like, you're safe, have some time to like rest, like if they need to, I don't know if they've had like anywhere to bathe properly and like have good clothes and all that stuff. So just like take care of their basic needs and let them be fed and comfortable.
Mm-hmm. They're mortals. Their needs are easily taken care of, for the most part. A much softer bed than they've had in God knows how long, a belly full of decent food, and a warm, dry roof over their head. I'm not going to say they're in bliss or paradise, but they're incredibly relieved. And while a bit skittish, they settle into these, fortunately denied to them, basic creature comforts rather quickly.
That's good.
Might do some practice singing in the next room or something soothing.
One does ask a question of you.
Mm-hmm.
They express curiosity that this is a religious place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't really want to speak in like broken proto-Jamaican here, so we're just gonna continue at this level. She asks us if it's okay if she does some of her own religious beliefs here, actively.
Yeah, Evelyn will explain as best she can that she believes that people worship God in many forms, and she believes it's all the same God, and as long as she's not harming anyone, that she's welcome to practice her traditions.
She promises she won't hurt anyone.
Then that's absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah. If you wish to bear witness or see it, you bear witness to them practicing something that looks to us a lot like Loa worship. I think the term is hoodoo. I could be entirely wrong about that. I have done particular amounts of research into that corner of spiritualism.
Yeah, Evelyn will watch if they don't mind.
Like they're in your space. They'll let you do so. They make contact. They I mean, you wouldn't really understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if you'd like to try to get some grasp of what they're doing, you can go ahead and roll me a religion plus occult. No, intelligence plus occult. Or intelligence plus a religion.
Is there a religion skill?
No, it's just occult.
Okay. So occult just by itself?
Intelligence plus occult. Try and figure out what they're doing through context clues and what broken French they're speaking.
The average roll.
They seem to be evoking names. You assume ancestors or spirits of some sort.
Okay.
It's definitely some sort of traditional religion that you're not familiar with. But I mean, they're not sacrificing any animals or like setting the place on fire. So
Yeah.
you can tell that they take these rituals very sacred, and it's odd. There is a little bit of Christian practice mixed in. The way they fold their hands together for prayer, or the communication that they're trying to send forward. The religion of their homeland mixing with that of their captor.
Yeah. As has been known to happen. But yeah, she'll make it clear that, you know, they can come to any of the sisters if they need anything, and that they're entitled to their own base while they're here. No one's going to be interrupting anything.
For now, they prefer to share at least 2 people to a room, but they thank you for your hospitality, effectively.
Okay.
Again, like those simple notions to get across takes like 5 minutes. Through like gestures, bits of pieces of what shared language you do have, that sort of thing. Yeah. But the intention and the gratitude is picked up upon. Definitely.
Yeah, so that's what she'll be mainly doing for the evening.
You have caretaker as one of your natures, right? Nature demeanor. Now go ahead and tag a willpower back.
Oh, thanks. Back to full.
Right, is there anything else anyone planned for tonight?
Would Kim and Kristoff hear about this shenanigans?
It would take a little while to get back to your farm, but yes, you would before the night is done.
Yeah, I would run into check in on her butt credit.
Same, just kind of whoops moment.
Oh, would she notice that Kristoff's having a whoops face?
Kristoff, are you trying to hide your whoops face?
Kinda, yeah. Just not making it obvious. At least.
Alright, this is gonna be an opposed test here. Kristoff, give me appearance plus... Let's call it appearance plus subterfuge. Actually, appearance plus performance.
Oh
Camera
god.
tie. Wits plus empathy. With your specialization applying.
Yeah,
Well.
nah.
You lie.
You just had to roll not to botch.
Kristoff.
It's that moment when you catch someone with their hand in the cookie jar, basically. Like it's written all over his face as soon as he hears about a big messy brawl at the boxing club.
She's like mid-suing a dress. She just look at Kristoff. Did you have anything to do with this?
Slightly, but fuck, I didn't fucking think it was gonna be that fast. Jesus.
Oh dear. Fill me up on the details on the way there, please.
As you begin to move to go there, Kem, images of fists flying, of thumbs going towards your eyes, of the smell of blood in your mouth, and adrenaline coursing through your body flood your mind here and there.
This looks bad! She panics!
Benedict, suddenly you feel very nervous. You're not sure why. Oh, something bad happened. Something bad's gonna happen.
Thumbs in the eye!
Magic just looks at his hand and sees it shaking a little. Why am I so nervous?
Let's go!
Sure thing. Just
I see thumbs in the eye!
huh?
Yes!
What?
Fist fighting! Bloods everywhere!
Oh, for fuck's sake! Here, just stick the horse in. Just
Get on the horse.
So you take the horse. You're gonna be there in like 20 minutes if you take the horse.
Yes!
At this point, it's getting close to 1 a.m.
Roger.
Benedict, are you still at your club?
Yeah? Doesn't really hang out much anywhere else.
Well, that's where you find him. I assume you hear a rapping at your door, someone knocking, and you find a very nervous-looking Kemrutai and a fairly guilty-looking Kristoff.
Benedict
Oh.
shaked his hand, realizing why he was suddenly feeling nervous. Oh, nice seeing you two. What brings you here?
She rush in without saying anything, just start checking on him, see where he gets his wound.
He's got a couple of
Guys?
bruises here and there, but he looks fine.
Alright. I'll start, like, first aiding.
Ah, thank you.
I heard what happened. Fuck, for fuck's sake.
I assume that was who you meant that we should have roughed up.
Yeah, but like, fuck, I didn't think it was gonna immediately show up. I was gonna work my way up to bringing it here, you know.
Yeah, I'm fine with it being immediate, but I didn't expect it to be so many of them. Bit more trouble
Wait,
than
what?
I would have wanted. Yeah, he brought over some goons with him.
Ah, for fuck's sake. Should have guessed.
Well, it's fine now. The roughing up has happened, and he's now in the basement of the theater. Locked up in
Oh.
there.
Well, that certainly will alleviate the pressure that that will leave the crew to do enough room to do what they need to do.
Alright,
At least.
happy to help.
But I owe you one. My apologies there.
He just gives Christoph a thumbs up. It's alright. Gave me some action for the week.
You boys.
Well, yeah, you did ask for some exercise. Hell. Now that it passed, how did it go?
Choked him out a little until he turned purple. You should have seen it.
Ah,
And then he swung at an axe at me and missed completely. Funny stuff.
oh, that fucker.
Yeah, he never expected him to fight fair.
I mean, I should have fucking guessed knowing the cargo they had. Fuck, my bad.
Yeah, well, it worked out well. That's all that matters.
Next time I'm not fucking taking any chances.
Are we going to have problem with anyone else because of this?
Not really.
Not that I see any connections that he has for it.
Hell, he's in a world of trouble himself.
Yeah.
If not with the city, but with their freaking captain. That's for sure. Speaking of, I guess. Nah, it's if the news got to our farm, they definitely know. They probably started moving people already. Oh, they didn't tell you, but yeah, they were. the place is empty. He just flat out tells them like, yeah, these people had slaves in their ship, and they were looking for the slave. So this was all meant to be an opportunity to like move them to another place from the cave.
That's horrible. Do they
Oh,
need
shit.
a place to stay?
It sounds like they already had that sorted. So
Oh, okay. Well, if they do, like, we still have more space in our farm.
I'll let them know just in case.
Hmm. I mean, our ship docked here, right? Maybe, like, we can help sending them home too?
Hi, that's done another year already.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is certainly an option. Well then. Glad to see things turned out well.
Yeah.
You've... Hello. Hello, you. Hello, you have a punch or two. Or at least an attempt on my face, I guess.
Please don't hurt each other.
I'll pass on that offer. I'm just glad that you didn't tell me about the slavery thing that he had going on before that, because I would have killed him right then and there.
Some info you had to withhold. You never know what can happen.
Hmm.
Business, sometimes it's better to... Yeah, that sort of info can cloud your judgment, definitely.
Yeah, I would be the one in the basement right now. And then he Mm.
Well, yeah.
You didn't tell me about this. She just stares at Kristoff. What else have you been hiding?
Are you seriously doing this now?
I'm not reading your mind. Don't worry. I just...
This is it. Freaking... The operation had an issue. This is just us solving that issue. Yes, it got out of hand. But it's done now. That's it.
I'll check if he's speaking the truth that is really, really done now.
Are you checking supernaturally, or are you just like trying to just, you know?
The manually. We make
Okay.
a promise not to read his mind.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll me wits plus empathy. I mean, that's at least one success. It's total of. Oh no, it's not. Oh. 1,
Oof.
0, -1, 0. That's a lot. Kim.
Uh-oh.
Kristoff has no doubt by now formed several layers of plots and conspiracies that you're not aware of.
Oh shit.
She's staring really intensely and trying really hard not to read his mind.
Seriously, what the... come on. Everything turned out well. Wow, do I have to really freaking bring you to the cave for you to see?
How convincing is him right now?
Kristoff, give me a charisma plus leadership. Or expression, your choice.
I'll take the leadership there.
Oh, no!
That's a success. So, I mean, Temrutai, he's offering to show you.
Hmm. I would like to see. If that's alright.
Alrighty. I'll leave the horse here. Not bring it in near. Well, there's a spot for the horse near the docks, I guess. Here then, let's go. God damn it, we really have to freaking do this now.
She follows.
Just to make sure you're not seen, give me a Dex plus Streetwise while you move to the city, and then a Dex plus Subterfuge once you're moving into the caves. Also, is Benedict coming?
Yeah, might as well. Benedict is curious.
Oh.
Let's see. Dash Frost Streetwise, that's Why are these ones got?
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 successes. That's still very good.
What was the other one? The actual stealth?
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
Can I assist with like keeping an eye out for him?
That'll be 1 extra die.
Yay!
Yeah, you managed to move through the town and then into the caves without being seen. In fact, if not for the fact that you were actively guiding your 2 compatriots, it would have been hard for them to keep up and keep track of you. And if you wished, you could very easily sneak up on, well, yeah, Solomon's not there right now. But Mr. Putter is, as you move your way into caves, caverns, and the shoreline. When you arrive, he's the only person here, in fact. A few candles and a lantern illuminating a dimly lit room that is typical chamber that is typically filled with various goods and contraband.
If it's the only one he would approach, actually. Just. Oh, well, meant to give the news, but. Seems y'all are faster.
Well,
She read his mind.
you read his, okay, you're reading Hubert's mind.
Yes.
The difficulty is well, it's a mortal, so I think you actually auto succeed. But no, what's their current willpower? 4, 5, 6. So you get deep thoughts at this point.
Oh, keep me your secret.
He sees you all coming, and a moment of fear flashes across his mind, and you see the terror of being caught, of everything he's built here falling apart, of his fortune being dismantled, of him being thrown into a shitty jail cell and rotting away and dying. Then calm and relief settles over him as those thoughts vanish from his mind. Of course, I act fast. You didn't exactly give us much notice.
I misjudged the fucker. He slightly suggested something and he went full throttle with it.
Well, you can't exactly expect subtlety from these brutes. And images of bar fights, of lascivious activity, of lewd, lecherous, violent, base conduct flashed this man's mind of how filthy and dirty sailors are.
Yes. Severe miscalculation on my side. Turned out for the best, however, thankfully. Not taking any chances next time, that's for sure. If there's ever a next.
Let us hope there isn't. And that thought is followed up with dumbass in his head.
And these merchandise you have secured?
I wasn't expecting to have to move them so soon, but they were brought outside of the limits of the town. They're being moved to my camp as we speak. And flashes of memory flash through his head of the sudden scramble to move the people, of executing a half-finished plan to get them out of the town and on the road and up a certain way, and of yelling and quickened activity of these women being brought to the convent, these men being sent to. Images flash in your mind of little more than a small campsite with a few ramshackle wooden buildings, and like pickaxes and shovels and tools and plans and ideas and figures and facts and numbers begin flashing through your head one after another. This guy, there's a lot going through his mind right now, especially when you with how much you're peering in past it. You're going past the surface thoughts to different thoughts, memories connected to plans, connected to memories, connecting to ideas. It's a lot to handle.
What is this idea of his?
Give me a intelligence plus finance.
No
sense of it all.
finance.
Piecing things together, there's a quarry, and a mine, stone, iron, tools.
These people, they're going to be fine, right?
Yes, we're going to do what we've been doing. Set them up with an indentured servitude contract so they'll have papers. And a paper trail, so in case someone thinks they're an escaped slave, we can prove otherwise. That'll work for me for a few years. And then they'll be able to free whatever they wish with the money I've paid them.
And he's speaking the truth.
Things seem to be lining up. Yeah.
No ulterior motive?
Oh, there is. Definitely. There's pride there. Frustration. Ambition. An image flashes of the current mayor of, of Mayor Cameron weeping weeping in the streets in a barrel. There's thoughts of him standing in a lovely courthouse. There's thoughts of fortune, wealth, power, glory, all manner of things. Not to an excessive amount, but like what he deserves, what he thinks he deserves. Of turning hard work into his just desserts. And he believes he's due a fair.
I see. Well, I hope this go well. I hope we don't have to they don't have to handle anything like this again.
Hopefully. If so, promise to be more careful. It's yeah, I'm glad that things went. Hey, things ended up well at least. Sorry for bothering. Just suddenly then someone over here felt uneasy about the whole circumstances, so he pats Cameron on the back while saying
She will send a telepathic message to Kristoff. What's Kristoff willpower right now?
you will not like that. That's 6.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3 successes. So, Max. This is. The thoughts of expending willpower point. So, what thoughts are you passing along into Kristoff's head?
That this man has ulterior motive. He's not doing this from the kindness of his heart. He's going to run for the next mayor.
Kim? The amount of successes you got, how deep are you pushing into
To Kristoff's mind?
Hubert's?
Oh. She's gonna try real hard to dig his dirt up.
There are nightmares there. Humiliation. Defeat. Being dragged to the mud, of seeing everything he has being torn apart. Vitriol, hate, fear, terror, dread. Anything to stop it. These nightmares are reoccurring. He's having them fairly often. They're not his, though. They're not like his other thoughts and his other memories. They're not like the fears he had moments ago when he thought he was discovered. It's strange. It's not right. They're darker. They're frankly disturbing to witness.
What are you so afraid of, Mr. Hubert?
Well, for one, for being exposed for doing the right thing for once. I'm old. Younger. Always wish to leave a mark. Helping these people is one way, but I've tried other methods. I just hope this one doesn't blow up in my face.
And with our continued cooperation, it surely won.
Let's hope it doesn't.
As long as you are working with us, it should be fine.
Indeed.
Well, if anything, we're a little too affected of what we do, you could say.
He
But-
looks none too pleased at that.
Kim just staring at him, like really stare dagger at him.
A few thoughts of, like, quick, swift, violent actions flash through his head, like smacking him, hitting him on the head, him tripping and falling on a banana peel. Not like a pack of marbles. He hasn't seen a banana. But someone tripping on a banana peel, at least. It's like, you motherfucker. Just flashes through his head. Indeed.
Do you have any past with our current mayor?
Or that buffoon? Not much of one. We're both businessmen. It's just that he's obsessed with his high society nonsense. And I have practical thoughts, and I have not given up on, well, practical things. For up to him, he'd turn this place into a bizarre half-baked garden. This is a colony is a business venture. Not a flight of fancy.
And he's speaking the truth, no other flashing thoughts during this?
Oh, there are a number of flashing thoughts, but they're like business plans. There are thoughts of the mayor, again, in a barrel, having been ruined, of the town falling apart, of... Honestly, this guy's kind of grumpy, but there's a lot more dark thoughts than you would have thought in there.
Is there any is there any business plan I can pluck out of this?
You may go ahead and try to roll me. Let's see here. That'd be wits plus finance.
Ep.
So you get a loose grasp of his main business, of how he made the majority of his money. Sawmills. This place is incredibly rich in wood. The only way to get back and forth from here to Europe is on wooden vessels, and the British Isles themselves are practically devoid of forests due to over-harvesting. Wood, while overlooked and seen as mundane, is worth its weight in gold in some way. That's one of the business plans.
Do I see any faces in, like, part of the business deal in his mind?
You do see several, but none of whom you particularly recognize.
Okay. Alright, well, thank you for letting us know. It seems everything is getting sorted out. Thank you for...
Kemutai,
Yes.
you're entitled to a wits plus awareness.
Wits plus awareness. Let's go. It's, does my specialty with ghosts apply?
I'll let you know.
No way! It's a huge botch.
Kemutai, you're so focused on this man. Sit. How could you have forgotten? Just yesterday we were talking about this danger. Shadow was trying to... It's dancing in the darkness here, moving amongst the corners, trying to find the exact spot to strike, throttle you to death.
She will step away from him and get really close to Kristoff. She looks really scared. Kristoff, I think you should leave.
Huh?
We really should leave now.
What is it?
Did you notice
Please.
something?
What, is there someone in here? Someone not amongst us?
What is it now?
Just, we need to leave.
Cam,
She's gonna even try to pull Kristoff to leave with her.
and the shadow is creeping up Hubert's leg, wrapping around him like a snake, moving and using his body to get closer to you to strike.
Don't come any closer. She'll look at Hubert, and now she's hiding behind Kristoff.
What do you... Oh, God. Sorry. Well, we'll take our leave now.
Stefan Castile, I think your friend might need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Or rest.
Yeah, she's...
What is he thinking when he say that to her?
I'm sorry that I'm laughing. What's just a single phrase flashes through his head. What is wrong with this woman? She is so hysterical. What? Are they having sex? Is this a weird thing? Is she like a kept woman? Is that why he puts up with this? What the fuck is going on?
How dare you? I'm a lady!
Let's just go, for God's sake. He just drags her out at this point.
Like, on the way out, she's just like, there's so many darkness in him. I can see the shadow. He may be controlling the shadow. I do not trust this man.
Why would you be able to see this shadow now? We've been dealing with him for 5 years.
Remember the warning. And maybe he's the one. I see him in my own eyes, the shadow creeping up to him. And his thoughts are really dark. I don't think we should trust this man. There's something else in there. He's not letting us know everything. Like, why he's doing all this good things? There's so many bad thoughts. And he thinks I'm your... I'm like some sort of mistress. How dare he?
I mean, I don't even know where to start with any of this. Let's just go back. We'll tune this tomorrow, I guess. He genuinely doesn't know how to respond to any of it, especially the mistress part.
Trying to get out too.
Right. You beat a hasty retreat from the tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I'm going to call us a session.